I'm back, and this time I'm doing a series on 80s toy collecting, and we're going to start with my personal favourites, the My Child doll, released in 1985, I think. As with all my videos, I am an amateur collector, so if you're a hardcore collector and you're watching this and you're thinking, oh my god, this girl has no idea, please feel free to correct me in the comments. So whenever any visitors come to my house, the My Child collection is one of the first things they see. It sort of faces my front door, and everybody loves them. I mean, they're so beautiful and they're so whimsical. But a comment that I constantly get from people is, oh my god, these dolls must be worth a fortune. Which made me think, I think I'm going to bust down some of the myths around My Child doll collecting and what dolls are worth what. If you look these dolls up on eBay, you're going to see prices ranging from about $40 right up to over $1,000. And you might be thinking, what is the difference? Is the doll in my shed worth $1,000? Frankly, it's probably not, but you never know. There's a lot of different factors that go into the collecting prices of dolls and what makes one doll worth more than another. It shifts, it changes, but there are certain regional factors that pretty much stay the same. So we're going to talk about those first. So I love my doll collection. None of my dolls are worth big bucks, but that's not really what 80s toy collecting is all about. And I'd like to introduce you to the girls that are going to help me do this video. So we've got Tanisha, Audrey, Caitlin, Cassidy, Irina, Robin, Shaniqua, oh my gosh, I've forgotten her name. V. Starts with V.
Violet.
No, Valerie, no. That's Valerie. And then up here we have Fantasia and as yet unnamed doll.
So the least collectible dolls are the ones that were made in Taiwan, like this little girl here. You'll be able to identify a Taiwan doll because it will say it on the tag. Let's see if we can have a look at her tag. A Taiwan doll will say obviously made in Taiwan instead of made in China. One of the reasons that they're less sought after by collectors is that they suffer from a terrible eye protrusion where their eyes just don't quite sit flush in their head. Kind of hard to capture it on camera. If you look at the other doll, her eyes are flush in her head, but this one's poke out a little bit. See, her eyes are flush. The other thing is the Taiwan dolls tend to get terrible skin sagging problems. However, they do have much thicker hair than your made in China dolls, and some people love them. They're chubbier, which is cute, and they've actually got the cutest bums in the My Child dolls. A lot of them have quite unattractive bums, but the made in Taiwan dolls have these cute chubby little bums. So there's your made in Taiwan. And then your mid-range dolls are your made in the USA, or your USA girls. They are made in China, I should say. These are some of my favourite dolls. They have a peachy white sort of complexion and easily identified by the green heart on their bottom. Let's have a look. Yep, there it is there. So the American release dolls had the green heart on their bottom. The Australian release dolls did not. Yeah, I love the USA dolls. They're quite gorgeous. The most expensive doll in the USA range is probably the Hispanic doll. It's a bit lighter in colour than the African dolls. Your top of your range is your Aussie My Child doll, or the European one. They had a peach coloured skin tone, no heart on their bum, and they came with much longer hairstyles. So they're your most collectible at this point in time. So an Aussie doll with the really long hair is quite collectible, but again, it's particular hair and eye colour combinations that collectors are looking for that push some of those dolls up sky high. For example, red hair on a peach skin doll is always going to be highly desirable, but the combination of the eye colour and eyeshadow can also make a big difference to the overall collectiveness. Now here we see the length of two dolls' hair. So you might think those are both ultra long, but only the ash coloured doll has the ultra long hair. The redhead's hair going down in a V tells us that she's a puppy tails doll or a pigtail doll and not an ultra long doll. And there it is again there. So sometimes you see people listing the hair going down in a V as an ultra long doll, but it's actually not. The hair should be straight along the bottom. So when you flip her over, you might think, oh, an Aussie doll with ultra long hair and peach skin, bet she's worth a pretty penny. But sadly, no, she's not. As you can see here, she has had her fringe cut off, so her value automatically plummets right down. And that's something you have to keep in mind. If your dolls are damaged, if they've had haircuts, if they've got cracked eyes or stains on them, all of that is going to affect their price. See, this one here's got a little chip in the white of her eye. That's usually not too bad and people can fix it, but it still overall affects the doll and how good a quality your doll is. Another thing that we look at when we're selling our dolls is your doll in its original clothing? Most of my dolls, as you can see, are dressed in just makeup dresses because I love the handmade dresses the best. That yellow dress there, the little ducky dress, that's an original dress, but not original shoes. That little ducky dress next to it is a reproduction. All these other dresses are just handmade dresses. The sailor dress is an original My Child dress, but not a highly desirable one, price-wise anyway, in that colour. However, if you've still got your doll's original shoes, they might be worth something on eBay, particularly if you've got them in one of the colours. I think they came in pink and red and yellow and blue. So now we're looking at another type of doll on the scene, which is your OOAK, or one-of-a-kind doll. This is one I'm working on at the moment, trying to create a weave, and another one up here who's getting her hair dyed pink. You may have noticed her in the opening credits after I'd rinsed off her hair. So there is some incredible artists out there making amazing dolls into these one-of-a-kind dolls, and those dolls can end up worth quite a lot of money, especially if the artist is sought after. So here's two dolls in their box. Obviously neither of these dolls are mint in box. It's just nice to have having a quick look at the boxes. Remember, they came with the old Bragg book. Oh, I remember this book from when I was a little girl. I filled mine in. This is one that I got with another doll I bought many years ago. Oh, I loved it. It's nice to look back on it, isn't it?
Conclusion, if you are, bless you, if you're thinking of listing your doll on eBay, if you're not sure what it's really worth, I think it's always best to do an auction. That's what I do personally. If I think I might have a good doll, if you've got one, it will go up. People will bid on it. The other thing is you've just got to be realistic. You're not going to get hundreds of dollars for a doll with all its hair cut off. It's just not how it works. You've got to keep your expectations realistic. But the last thing I'll say is if you have one of these beautiful dolls, maybe your own childhood doll, and you'd like to keep it, there's places. We live in Victoria, Australia. There are amazing people.
Don't tell where you live.
It's very general. There is amazing people in Victoria who do restorations on these dolls as a professional business, and they can take your beaten up doll and make it look brand new again. I've seen some of these dolls restored with my own eyes. It's incredible. So, you know, if you're keeping your doll, it might be worth looking into because they look beautiful. And I hope you've enjoyed my video. I hope you've learned a thing or two about the regions of My Child dolls.
Alright, if you enjoy My Child dolling and like going on eBay buying them, do leave a like. And if you're new to our channel, definitely subscribe for daily My Child dolls videos.
For random 80s toys videos. Thanks, guys.